Hello, my name is Zhatelier and welcome back for another episode of EU4 as Palembang. In previous episode we finally started our war against Malaya. Admittedly we are getting sieged down by Barmanes over there in the west. Now I do actually wonder, what do they want from me? They'll want a bit of the areas over there. Portuguese already... No. Oh, no. We're not releasing nations. We might give you some land over there eventually. But we can keep that war going for a good while. So we're not going to worry about that yet. What we are going to do, though, is we're going to keep on sieging down Malaya over here. And that is, well, it's already minus 28%. So it's not too bad. Could admittedly be better, but it's not too bad. And how's the siege over here? Is 40%. I guess we'll eventually win that. Hey, there we go. That's another siege done. Can we get these? No, we'll have to use the transport for that because we can't go through Ayutthaya and they probably would not give us military access. So we'll just keep these troops outside here. We could take a speed and send the artillery in. Speed the siege a bit further. You know what, actually, that is what we shall do. That way we can get the +5 over there. So it's already 7%. Oh, and there we go. So I got another development. That's currently 7, though. That's going to require quite a bit more. Or quite a bit more time before we get the extra bill slot there. Oh, it's alright. Fortune Seekers. Oh, Admiral with Fortune Tradition. Okay. 2140. I suppose it's still okay. I could put that in here, for example. Or actually, you know what we should probably do is put that on the big privateer fleet that we have over here. Because if I remember correctly, the maneuverability of the captain does have an impact on the trade power and whatnot of the fleet. Which does mean that we should be able to then privateer more in Malaya. Although actually, let's have a look at Malaya itself. So we currently control 58% of the trade in here. Well, okay, pirates control 58%, of which about 6 out of 7 of those points are... So yeah, it's around 50% we still control at least. Efficiency in the Navy. Oh, diplo power and more sailors. Well, that's quite handy. And the Siege of Cavalli is finally done. Excellent. Right, let's go and continue sieging down in here then. And we can also get the heavy ships to blockade some stuff up here. Maybe the transports... Well, I suppose yeah, they can still stay there for a moment. Oh, well, there we go. That's the conversion done. Excellent, excellent. But we do have the war goal already against Malaya, so they will eventually give up. Of course, it will probably help a lot once we take the capital. Of course, we'll also need to get into Siak, I reckon. That's probably going to be a big thing in here. But what we can do is actually we can land some troops on the other side. Probably need to still leave a tiny garrison in Johor, so it doesn't flip thanks to that fort in there. There we go, that's another siege done. Yeah, another siege done. At this point we can probably move in the transports over here as well. One of these fleets is going to be going for the big army over there. And get that already. I suppose we could bring that to Bintan and start sieging down Singapore and Johor. While we still wait for the... Siege of Malaya to be over. Ooh, we got... Right, we could get another economic idea, but we're still going to be saving out the points for the admin tech. Also, we need to get the Diplo tech sooner rather than later, but that's... well, it will be done eventually. There we go. Let's go to Pakuan. And then let's get the... I guess we'll use the bigger transport fleet over here for now. So we shall get to Bintan. We can... push out some of these Malacan fleets. Oh, and Brunei. I guess we can actually recall the diplomat now. They are at least somewhat loyal. Well, they're still disloyal, but I suppose... How much is the... No, they've got a massive limited SI. Although, it's mostly because they got provinces without my help, essentially, is what's causing it. And then there is still, I suppose, maybe a little bit of... Yeah, it's not too much, actually. Especially once we start increasing trust with them a little bit further, so they should be getting easier and easier. There we go. Siege of Malaya completed. Get these troops in here. And oh, election. I think we still got a decent... Yeah, we got a good leader, although a bit older side. A bit on the older side. What is our current religion? It's the construction cost... Ah, okay, actually. We'll go ahead and elect another buccaneer. And then we'll go ahead and take the core creation cost reduction and accuracy expansion impact. So that's going to save us a lot of points, especially admin points later on. Right, we can go ahead and bring this one down here. I guess we'll move in the heavy ships up here. And there we go. Oh, wow. We sank that entire fleet. Right, let's combine these two again. Nationalism and Casablanca deviate because they hold... Oh. Yeah, they got a bit more land from Ayutthaya by the looks of it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4... Many provinces. Yeah, they're growing pretty large actually now. I suppose they are allied with Bengal, so that gives them a lot of safety in that regard. Bengal, of course, hates me. That's not a surprise. Oh, we lost the Casus Belli against them already. Oh, Midas Touch. Oh. Wait, what did they actually control briefly? Honestly, I don't know. But be as it may. Right, so we've got a good trade, or good tax increase on our current ruler. So that will be actually rather good for our income. Admittedly, we are having a bit of deficit, let's just say. Is there any more raiding that we could... Actually, I suppose there is a bit of raiding over here that we could do. Just going to take the light ships out of here, that will probably be sufficient. And there we go, we siege down Singapore. And Johor will be sieged down shortly. And the heavy ships, yeah, they're having a field day there. Captured a couple more galleys, which is not bad. And their fleets are now gone. Okay, Pasai still got some, but yeah, most of the fleets are now gone. So they're still not willing to take the peace deal, of course, since we're demanding lands that we haven't taken forts next to. Mostly, I guess Palembang would be the primary thing that we'd have to retake. That's a level 8 fort, though. I suppose at this point, as soon as we've taken Johor, we can probably go out and start the siege of Siak. Now, oh, right, actually, Sprocket Mania's got a siege pip there. So what we shall do is we'll go ahead and send that over. They might try to go ahead and break the siege. So we can do the naval barrage from the get-go. They're still stuck on the northern siege there, in the inland siege. Right, so we've got the... Actually, we've got the privateer fleet over here. Let's just double check. Yeah, that actually did all the provinces there. So you are privateering in Coromandel. I'm just going to go and send you to do the same. Privateer in Coromandel. Give us a bit more money. We've got plenty of ships over here to keep the Malaccan fleets under check. Oh, Vijayanagar are separatist. Now, Bahmanis, you are still in the war. You're technically speaking winning the war currently. But not for too long necessarily. Well, actually, I don't think I'll be able to stop them easily. Oh, disease outbreak. Well, that's not good. But I suppose we only need 24,000 men in here. We could go ahead and send in some more of the artillery over here to help. Help Bengal cancel the military access from us. Well, that's a bit of a shame. I wonder if they're going to plan on doing a war against us. I mean, they might. But it's not a guarantee. Let's get the Marines into Singapore, actually. So we're already winning the siege in Siak. Oh no, discontent. I mean, the unrest can be a bit of a nuisance, but it's not the end of the world. And the siege of Siak is, oh, 28% already. Powerful family. Oh, okay. Victoria area gets influenced power holders, so state maintenance goes down, more manpower tax, and development cost goes down for 10 years. You know what? Yeah, I think I'll take that. I'd rather not lose prestige right now anyway, and, you know, getting some extra benefits from that region is not bad. There we go, that's the siege done. Let's go ahead and get these two armies over here. That one's going to go inland. So now we've got, technically speaking... Oh no, that's actually still not sufficient, but we can go and see some Palembang, I guess. Soon enough. Get this one to Siak. So we'll have all three armies in the vicinity, so that's 120,000 men, which is more than the enemies have combined, not by a huge margin, but it is still more, and I suppose we could always just get one more army over here. I guess we'll bring that to Linga. Although that's something that we might also use for putting down rebellions if need be. Although I'm kind of hoping that there's going to be some revolts in India. It might well be at some point. Alright, let's recombine that army. But that way the enemy can't just go back to their capital side of things. And if we can just take Palembang, that should be... Ah, there we go. Got these two. There's a double check, so is that still... Yeah, no. Demanding Palembang without doing any forces in the connected area. But now we're going to go ahead and start the siege of Palembang. We'll go ahead and bring in the troops into the vicinity, I suppose. We'll keep them on the coastline because that's better for supplies. Oh, and there we go. So I got another development. It's now 8 development total. Still another 2 for the building. We are going to be losing that gold mine over there shortly, but at the same time, Malacca's lost a good chunk of their provinces already. And they will continue to lose more and more. Local fortification expert discovered. Where's this one? Ah, down there in Australia. Actually, why is our current military... I'm going to get that advisor right now. Skill level 2. High fort defense. It's a bit expensive, or a bit more expensive, but it's not prohibitively so. So that means that, oh yeah, we've got 55% over there. And what about in here? There's 51%. So yeah, that's a decent boost. And let's go ahead and start with the naval barrage down here as well. I guess we're going to also go ahead and send in the cannons over here again to make sure that we keep the bonuses as high as possible. The faster we can siege down Palembang, the better. They only got 10% in there. Oh, okay. Now, are they... Oh, no, they're just moving around in here. They're not actually moving towards me yet. But they will have to eventually do something, or they will lose this war. I mean, let's be honest, they will lose this war. There's no doubt about that. Now, it's just mostly getting Palembang, and then they would be... Well, they wouldn't be able to decline the peace offer for as long, at least. We do have the Tiki War score at... 9.2% right now, so it can still go up quite a bit. Nearly 16%, or 16 points there. So that's pretty decent. Oh, right. Unhappiness among peasantry. I guess we'll have to take a loan. The 1,000 ducats, which is not ideal. But I suspect after this war, we can move back our... What we'll probably do is we'll actually move our trade port into Palembang. At least, and then we'll move in the capital at some point as well. But technically speaking, after this war and after the Bahmanis war, I guess, also. Oh, there we go. That's a core done. So how's the overextension looking like? We still got 35%. And that's mostly because the remaining provinces cannot be made into cores, I don't think. Pretty sure that these are all in India. Ooh, we can be the first one to invest into Miltech. That gives a bit of infantry fire. On the other hand, we might actually just want to use that for some development, really. Let's have a look. Where do we have... okay, so these are states. Those are states. Those are not states. Because we still got Bangka and a few other areas over here that we could easily upgrade a bit further. So let's go ahead and assign the development cost reduction over here. Because it costs us a little bit monthly, but at the same time it's going to save us some points. So we're going to go ahead and increase the development. Actually, yeah, both of these are the same. We're going to get a little bit of middle points over here. There we go. So 15 and 15 development, both of them now. There we go. That does increase the max manpower a decent bit, although it's not huge yet, but it does increase at least. Although, well, the total manpower rather. The current manpower, not so much. All the sieges that we're trying to do in here. Not exactly helping with that. Alright, they siege down most of that area already. Well, the siege of Palembang is already 49%. And I suppose their siege over here is, yeah, it's still pretty slow. Actually, both of them are pretty slow. So they can't actually combine these troops yet. Ah. Interesting. Hey, siege of Palembang is only 160 days. That was a quick one. Now let's go out and bring in these troops. So, Malacca. Oh, now it's too costly. Okay, we'll reduce the money, I guess. They still would not take this, but at least it's no longer the -1,000 from not having conquered the fort. Or occupied the forts, rather. Alright, so Malaya, they've still got a bit of troops. Oh, Malacca, right, they're not Malaya. We will be forming Malaya. Hopefully after these wars, but yeah, it's still going to take it a little bit. Right, let's combine these into one. Easy to move them about. And then we'll... First, we'll just siege down... Actually, you know what? Okay, over here already. Switch these two around. That can go ahead and deal with that smaller province. I guess we could actually go ahead and move the smaller army here to Bangka. And move this one to Palembang. There we go. So we should be able to siege this one down at a reasonable speed as well. There we go. So that started. We can still invest into tech, but that's the admin tech. And I will actually take that one. So we can get a little bit closer to getting to the admin 26 for the next idea crew. And I think for the next idea crew, we'll probably go with the offensive, because the siege ability is quite nice. Get a bit of extra force limit, more discipline and all that. Defensive wouldn't actually be too bad for us. Or technically speaking, I guess quantity, but I kind of dislike the idea of having both quantity and quality at the same time. So the same kind of goes for the offensive and defensive. They're supposed to be kind of opposites of one another. There we go. The siege is already... Well, it's already 14% actually. Right, there's a one transport over here. Let's send the transports to fight them. Hey, we sank it. There we go. Let's go ahead and send in the artillery to help with the siege again. That's going to get us to 0%. Possibly higher than that, but at least 0%. Oh, it's going to be 7% now once we get there. Here we go. Took a little bit. Okay, so the enemies are still trying to siege down the stuff over there. They won't be able to do too much in there, admittedly. We'll still have to de-siege the inland fort over there to really make the most of it. Madurai, there's going to be a bit of a revolt, but it's only 19,000 men. Oh, but Bahamanis has moved their troops away. Are they fighting another war now? No, no. Do they have military access through someone? Oh, Austria started sieging down over here. They give military access to Tunis. And they got military access through a lot of nations. But that does not include Bengal. Or anyone like that. So they won't be able to reach our holdings in here at least. That's good. Oh, has Pasai run out of manpower? Yeah, they have. So that siege was so costly for them that they've run out of manpower. They can't siege down the province anymore. Oh. You know what? This could call for a quick and dirty landing in there to fight off that army. We'd have to probably use a... I guess we could actually use this fleet. Bring in both of these armies at one go. Taku Bengkulu. So it's going to be a lot of devastation, or no, I'm going to be taking that province, so we need better payment routines and harder discipline. Get some more professionalism. That does require us to then get another loan. Or raid something, if there is anything to raid, really. I mean, I suppose there's a little bit over here. The 4 to 6 ducats. There we go. So we don't have a... well, I mean, we will have to take some loans soon enough as well, I guess. Oh, I forgot that we had this fleet in here. Okay, well... I guess we can actually go out and do a quick little raid on Gurkhani Empire. Hey, there we go. That's another transport captured. That's a conversion done. And that's a raiding. That's going to hopefully keep us from having to take yet another loan quite yet. Ooh, 200 ducats. Okay, yeah, that's pretty decent. I would say that's pretty decent. Yeah, let's just get these back in here to Philippines. We'll try to remember those for the next wars. Right, so we've got these troops. We can attach both of these to the transport fleet. I'll go ahead and land directly into Barros. We might be able to... I don't know if we'll be able to fight off the siege of Batak, but maybe. It would be jungles, it would be defending. Yeah, there we go. So we... let's just say the Pasai took a lot of casualties in there. And now we've got 55,000 men. Should we bring in more troops? Maybe bring in this army, but I don't know. Oh, right, since we've taken Bengkulu already, yeah, let's go ahead and get those armies connected there. This one can start moving through. And we'll send in the transport fleet up here to pick up the next army. Also go ahead and move in the bigger fleet up here. So it's already not... oh, there we go. Fort in Madurai. Unfortunately, not besieging the fort itself. They're now moving to Calicut, so they've at least spread their troops around a little bit. They started building a lot of ships as well, which is a slight concern to me, but it's not the end of the world. But yeah, so Malacca, actually, Pasai, could I? I want you to end your treaties with Bengal. I want you to give me money. Okay, you're not willing to take that peace deal yet. How much are you willing to give me? 300 ducats? I guess that's fair. That leaves Malacca alone against us. They would take the peace deal now. Right, well, let's take some more money. And we are finally controlling most of Sumatra and Java. And of course, Borneo is all controlled by us or our subjects. So that's pretty decent. And we got another mission fulfilled, which gives us permanent claims on some more provinces. Mostly on the Pasai region, I suppose. Let's do that one. Arrival of Dragon Ship. Navals. Oh, we need to be on our naval force limit again. And we need to own the rest of the Sumatra in there, essentially. But right, let's get some coring underway. We've got a little bit of extension right now, which might cause some issues, which I'm actually kind of hoping that it causes a lot of issues for our siege down provinces in here, essentially. That's one of the good things that might come out of this. Might. It's not a guarantee, mind you, but hey, we've got a victory. I will take it. And now we control so much of this area. I suppose all of these are, yeah, they were still core, so we actually still control those. And actually, no, we can't transfer our trade power while at war. That's a slight issue. Let's go and bring in the big fleet over here again. To make sure that that fleet is not going to cause issues. And I suppose the next thing is to figure out some ways for us to do a landing somewhere against Bahmanis. Of course, they still got a much larger army than we do. They got the Tiki War score, so it's a lot easier said than done. Of course, if we can maybe weaken them a little bit somewhere. Still got over 300,000. They don't have a whole lot of manpower reserves, though. We've got 89,000 manpower reserves. They've got 15,000. They do have a lot higher force limit as well than we do, but that's to be expected. There we go. Look at that. Beauty. Malacca no longer considers me as a rival. Well, I wonder why. It's not like we're... Oh, and we're one of the great powers again. Huzzah. Got the Conquest Gazabella against Pasai. Lost the Reconquest against Malacca. Well, that's to be expected. How much? Yeah, these are going to be quite expensive. I'm going to reduce the war exhaustion slightly, actually. Probably should have done that before we started coring that one province over there, but okay. That's going to be done one way or another. And also... Oh, actually, how much are we losing money right now? 31 ducats a month. Okay, so we're not going to pay off a loan. Not yet. We can go ahead and combine these two armies, though. And I suppose we can go ahead and probably just pick up the smaller army, at least. Move that elsewhere. Maybe into Java, for example. And then we'll move another army somewhere else. Any more raiding that we could do? Actually, Bengal, we could. We'll leave the heavy fleet in here. Actually, right. Let's get the... Oh, our leader is pretty decent again. 1352. It's not too shabby. And we can go ahead and send in some of these galleys over here elsewhere. Let's go to the middle areas over there. We'll take the other galley fleet and get to the Comorin Cape. So we'll blockade all of this. We've got a whole lot of troops in here now. But that is all going to be blockaded for the time being. So while we've got the Tiki War score working against us, with all the blockades and some of the battles that we've done, well, we've only done 2 battles, but the naval battle that we won was quite successful. I do wonder if, well, first we'll wait for the ships to be repaired, so we'll wait for 1 more month. What we might do afterwards is I might actually just sidestep for a moment, see if they take the bait and try to sail out, and then we go back in there. That might take a little while. They seem to be building a lot of ships though, but I suppose, yeah, if we can just defeat their fleet over and over again, or at least a few times, get some war score through that, we might be able to eventually enforce a white peace with them. Although it's not going to be easy, I can tell you that much. But the overextension, it's a bit of Malaccan separatists, 35,000 total. Oh, Malacca's got a bit of a revolt problem right now. Yeah, let's get these troops back to Java. We could probably go ahead and get these troops back to... Probably back to Malaya, actually. Now, Ayutthaya, you still got you as an ally. Now, of course, we're not going to be declaring war on Ayutthaya currently. That's going to be a bit of a disaster waiting to happen if we do. Let's go and do a little bit of a rebel suppression up here. Although, actually, I suppose we controlled most of that already. get these on the CX side of things. So we don't really have a lot to challenge the enemies in here. But let's sidestep for a moment. Ah, we can actually see from here if they start moving out. Oh, separatist sentiment. Oh, excellent. Even more unrest down here. That's actually not really a bad thing now that I think of it. Right, so they don't seem to be moving yet. Let's get back here. Do more blockading, if nothing else. So losing 20 ducats a month right now. I suppose the corruption is pretty bad. And no, there's no reinforcement cost right now. Okay. So it's just the corruption. Well, mostly the corruption, and I suppose the loan is also costing us a decent bit. Inflation is at least going down, but yeah, right now the coring is going to be expensive. Although, actually, I'm not taking that much war exhaustion. It was a bit of a surprise, but I suppose, you know, none of these were core provinces or anything like that, so... Or, like, they're just territories right now. Oh, and Portugal's got a bit of a separatist problem there. Right, we could get another Diplo idea. Oh, yearly... You know what? We'll take that yearly corruption, thank you. That's going to save us a lot of money, because that will allow us to get through the current corruption a lot faster. It's not enough to reduce it, or reduce the increase fully, but it is already enough to slow down the increase. And also, I suppose what I could do is start building spy network in Bahmanis. Where else were we building spy network in? Nowhere. Ah, but Brunei, we could go out and increase our trust with them. So now we have 65, which is still not enough to reduce their liberty desire. But I suppose it's eventually going to help. Oh, right, new election. That's a bit of a shame. I suppose it was a bit of an older gentleman over there already. I think we're just going to keep on with the admin focus, though. Ooh, advisor cost. Well, that's actually not bad either. Saves us a decent bit of money over from our monthly costs. Ah, right. Actually, let's get the core creation cost reduction in here still. To make sure that we can get the cores as cheap as possible and going as quickly as possible. Right, that's a bit of revolt up here in Malaya. Or former lands of Kedah. But we should be able to deal with that fairly easily. Oh yeah, we've got 60% defensive bonus here. Actually, that reminds me. We can remove the edict up here. There we go. So that should save us a few more ducats, maybe. Still losing 9 ducats a month, but that's more manageable, I would say. Can we actually get a core under it? We can, there we go. So that's only 80, well, 79 points. And that's going to be almost 14%. Actually, let's get the overextension. Well, it's going to be the least overextension reduction over here from these provinces. But it is going to be, well, the provinces that we haven't started coring yet. But it will still help. And there we go, we dealt with the rebellion. Ooh, artillery combat ability. Well, that's quite handy, actually. We didn't do a whole lot of battles in that previous war. I'm going to go ahead and send in the ships down here. Combine these two fleets into one, just so that we've got a bit more strength in there in case they try to sally out with these fleets. Which they might not, but you never know. Oh, Ottomans are moving through here, right. Because they're going after Portugal, aren't they? Yeah, they are. Oh, and there we go. Sula is at 9 development. Yeah, it's a flat 3 there. So that's not too bad, actually. Oh, and revolt in Pakuan. Ah, that's a bit stronger than what I can deal with right now. Well, we'll go out and pick up some more troops then, I suppose. Local traders demand aid. Ah, Bellyton. I don't think we want unrest in Bellyton right now. We'll also take the payment for the time being. Actually, we've still got these ships. Don't need to be sitting in here currently. So we can save up some more sailors. Not that we are having a shortage of sailors right now anyway, but it probably won't hurt. Right, let's get these into Java to deal with that rebellion. They'll probably be able to siege down the province briefly, but I'm not overly concerned about that. There's going to be some unrest, but since there's so much overextension, it's... Oh. Merchants assassinated. Okay, so we get -10 trade power in Canton right now. That's unfortunate. Hey, we got there before they sieged it down. Excellent. That was a fortunate move from our part. Let's get these back into... I suppose we'll drop them off at Jambi. Right, the next one's going to be 95... Oh, actually. Right, with the attrition, we have taken a bit more work sources. Not too much, but a little bit. Oh, and, well, yes, we'll actually, instead of going to Siak or Jambi, we'll go back or directly to Siak. We'll be able to be the defenders in there, so there's no landing penalties for us or anything like that. Yeah, there we go. They got a pretty high discipline, though. So I think our troops are somewhat battle-hardened at this point. There we go. That's a victory. Now, where's the next rebellion going to be? Palembang. Ah. Oh, Zhatelier is right, so that's basically just anywhere. Oh, hold on a minute. I can... Do I want to go for the fort? That would increase it, or make the sieges easier. Or the limited side from such a development. I think, actually, the... Yeah, we'll go for the artillery against the... Or the easier sieging first. After that, we can go for the limited desire reduction. Now, I do actually wonder... How is the revolt or the revolution spreading? It hasn't spread to us yet. But it is in some of the vicinity. Like, Divier's got a little bit in here, Iotaya's got a little bit. But yeah, it's not really spreading to us currently. It seems to be spreading more into Bahmanis. So actually, that could be interesting if Bahmanis starts to have some issues with it. Oh, Koching and Venad get more unrest. Oh, hold on a bit, isn't... Is that... Yeah, that's Koching, and where's Venad? Okay, so these are getting massive unrest in here. Well, if there's rolls in there, I'm not going to complain. Well, there we go. We've got 100,000 manpower again. That ain't too shabby. Need one more month before we can get the next province under... Oh, that's actually Pakuan. So we can get that coring. There we go. Let's get that underway. And a bit of revolt in... in Australia, of all things. Yeah, that's... gonna require some of these troops. Guess we'll just use this particular army on firefighting duty. I think what we'll do is we'll go for the fort over here first, because we know that we won't lose that one. Then we can hunt down the rest of these. Hey, there we go. Koali has been cored. So that does mean slightly less overextension. It won't have a huge impact yet, but it will help over time. And thus, it should also start reducing some of the unrest overall. Although, I suppose, yeah, it's not that big of a dip yet. From those numbers, but it'll, yeah. It's a step to the correct direction, regardless. Now, one of the reasons why these provinces, in particular, are so expensive is they got quite high development, and they're already a state. Which means that it's basically paying the double compared to a lot of the others. Right, the troops are almost here. They did manage to siege down at least one province. Second province. We caught this rebellion in here. Let's go ahead and march over there. Local traders demand 8. I guess we'll pay. Still losing a lot of money, but I'm hoping that that is... well, especially once the overextension drops down. We'll have a bit more trade power again. There's less corruption, which right now corruption makes a huge chunk of the expenditure. And the corruption is still increasing, but not as much. We're in wisdom. Ooh, I'll take more military power. Right, so Bahmanis does still have a bit of a lead on this. But I think we might be able to just outlast them in this war. Because we got the entire, well, almost the entire coastline blockaded. I guess what we could do is actually just separate a couple of the galleys, for example, over here. Send them off the coast of Orissa to blockade the remaining port over here. So now they got all their ports blockaded. Which does give us a decent bit of money from the blockades, but of course they do still control the war goal. Oh, there we go. That's a siege done. Let's, or rather the battle done. We still need to, of course, probably let them siege down first. Oh, right, these are Marines as well. Okay. With some artillery. I mean, I suppose that's fair. Hey, we can be... Well, we're not the first ones to take the Miltech anymore. I think we are gonna... Yeah, we're gonna take the Miltech. Stay ahead of time at least there. The coring cost is still gonna be quite significant. There we go, so that's been dealt with. Let's get the fleet over here, pick up the troops and get to deal with that rebellion. There we go, so that's now underway. So Malacca now has an army of 33,000 men. How long do we have truce with them, I wonder? For another 13 years. I mean, yeah, I suppose that's going to take a while, but... Oh my goodness, I just had a look at the time. We are definitely out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll get the links down in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching, and next time, bye-bye.